You're welcome. It is your teacher Kakuru Samuel taking you through creating a simple inventory management system using VLOOKUP and some if functions. Here we will have an item list. You have your items. Let's say you've returned from shopping or you have your items in store. You have different items with different manufacturers number or item numbers. You have item names, have of course quantity of those items in store, and you have the unit of measure and the prices at which you sell those items. For now, we might not mind so much about the quantity. Actually, this quantity is not relevant. We can remove this quantity for now. Let's ignore this quantity in our initial, but it's only that I had used this price, or rather quantity, to generate our prices, because I simply, so we shall not consider this quantity so much, but it is column, just the third column, which we need to know as we use our VLOOKUP function. We shall not consider the quantity here so much while dealing with our inventory. So we shall need to have our received items list, where we have a list of items that we have received in our shop where we sell them from. So we shall assume we have the date, different dates when we receive the items in our shop, which our items have their numbers, item names, unit of measure, quantity, and price. Then we shall look at the sales list, which is the sales table, and then eventually we shall come up with our stock inventory sheet, which will summarize everything that is happening in our business. So let's proceed to create our template that we shall use to receive our items. So we shall use the VLOOKUP function, VLOOKUP. Shall use this to generate our item names, because VLOOKUP, and then shall use the item number. Of course, different items shall be receiving them on different days. Comma, and then we shall use our items list. We had named the other range for the items as items list, comma, and our items name is column number 2 in our items list. Here, this items list, and we want an exact match, so which is false. We shall go ahead to generate the unit of measure, and we shall look for this up using the item number, and still we shall use the items list, and this is column number 4 on that table, and we want an exact match, so it is also false. And we shall also generate prices. VLOOKUP. Then we shall also use the item numbers. Limit this to only B3, which is our item number. And we're using the range item list, and prices in column number 6, and it's an exact match. So Here, the example, if I put item number 1, it will select it from our items list. And you can see this is item number 1. So if we assume we received 100 quantity pieces, so those are the pieces that we will have received that very day. Assuming we shall put the dates later, let's first proceed. So with this, you can move this up to, let's see, 25, up to 25, and shall also use this. You can autofill it up to 25, and the same applies to this. So by changing the item code of the items you have received, you just be updating this list of the items you have received. Let's proceed to items number, or other sales items sold. Here we shall also look out for the item names. We look up, shall use the item number here, items list, and here we can proceed to use items names. We're in column number 2. We want an exact match, a unit of measure. Let's go ahead to look for this value. We look up, and you will use the item number, which is B2. Let's be searching the items list, and the unit of measure is number 4, and it is an exact match. Prices still, we look up, we shall use item number, and shall use the items list, which is our first table, and prices are in column number 6, and we also want an exact match. Okay, here you can find the quantity by putting the item that you assume you have sold, item number, to search for it. Let's say you have sold 10, then you will be seeing the remainder as we update. So you can use this to update, so run it up to 25 also, autofill it to 25. Do the same here, and you do the same here. So you'll be updating this list of items sold. Remember, mark the field names we have used here. We are tracking our item number, item names, unit of measure, quantity, and then the price. Our most important sheet is this one. And here we shall generate the item numbers, because this is our final inventory record. We want to always refer to this to summarize whatever is happening in our business daily. Our item numbers, we can search them from our item list, so we can link them directly, because Then you can come here to item number. You see they are starting from cell A2 and you can press enter. So with this, you can autofill or you can move it depending on the number of items you have. It will search. If we stop only at 25, unfortunately, we had very many items. Those are around 91 items. So can also include all of them here on our items, on our stock inventory sheet, where we shall be summarizing whatever that is happening in our business. Now items name shall search for this from our items list VLOOKUP using item number, comma, we're searching it from the item list. And this is in the second column. And we want an exact match. And here, the unit of measure, you will also use the VLOOKUP function to search for it. VLOOKUP using item number, the comma, items list, item list, and this is column number 4. The unit of measure is column number 4 rather, and then this is an exact match. So you have unit of measure there. To search for the items received, or to add all the items that we have received, we shall use the SUMIF function. But as I already explained, the SUMIF function sums is used to sum to follow criteria. So let's first look at it. SUMIF. You have a range of the items that you want to add, where it would be selecting, then the criteria, and then the range, the sum range. It has a range of the items, so you select the range. So the range here will be of our received items. Received items, you have to select this from our received items tab, which it will be using to search that, to identify that particular item. And then the criteria, we use the item, the criteria here that we want to use, and then the sum range, and then the sum range here. There are two. I can use the items. I can use the item names in the received items, or I can use the item number. Any of them, of the two, can easily identify an item, and then can easily identify the item name or the item number. Any of the two, I will use any of those. So I will go to my received items, and I can use the item numbers here. Can use the item numbers here. And let me limit it to 25. Let me just limit it to 25 for now, but you can extend it. I'll put comma. What do I want to use? I'll go back to my inventory. The criteria I want to use the inventory number, the item number here again in my inventory, in my inventory sheet, and then comma the range that I want it to add together. What will it be adding? So it will be adding, of course, the items that I have received, which are under the received items here. So of course I'll have to come here in my received items, and I select the range which starts there. I can also leave it as 25 here for the start, and then I close my function. You can see it already, it is already calculating. So if I want to use this formula, of course, to autofill it, I'll have to make sure I make these cells absolute, because that is where it will be searching from. So you can use the F4, can press the F4 function if your keyboard is okay, or you can simply type them like I'm typing them, such that you make them absolute. And here, these ones also need to be absolute. Yes, so with this, if you autofill it like this, of course you see what will be changing. What will be changing? A4, A what? It will be searching that criteria in the inventory, sheet. So the same applies to the cells. Equals sum if sum if what do you want to add, have to select the range. Now this range is in cells. Say we can either use these item names, or I can use the item number, any of the two. So if I use the item number, we also limit it to 25 here. Put a comma. I go back to my inventory worksheet, and I also select item number. If you use item number in the other side, you have to also select item number here. If you use item name, the other side, you have to use item name here also, comma. And now the range that it will have to add, the quantity sold, have to go back to my sales sheet, where I'll select the quantity, sold. I'll have to select this range, hold down your shift key and select the range. So this range is also selected. You see it has already picked the other 10 which I had put in the item sold. So make this absolute sale such that these will be static. There you go. Can also autofill this. Oh, there you are. There you are. So you want to know the stock that is available. It will be equal to cost received items minus the sold items. It will give you the quantity that is available. You want to get the price now. The prices of these items, you can also use the VLOOKUP function to get them from our items list equals VLOOKUP. We want to use the item number, comma, the items list. Remember our prices were in column 6, and we want an exact match. Yes, here we are. Want to know the items total in stock. Total in stock. Total value in stock. Value in the available stock, of course, will be according to the stock that is available. You multiply this with the price, and you get the value that you have in store. And total sales, we want to get the total sales. Can have the total sales. Total sales, it will be equal to, of course, the sale, the item sold, you multiply the price, and then you have the items. You have your answers there. So now let's go on to test our system, our simple system. Remember, I already tested it with this item number 1. So let's go ahead here. We go to receive more items in our shop. Let's say this is 18th. This is 18th of. So let's start with 17th of July. 17th of July, we had those items received. Come back here, 17th, want to receive 5 items in each every day. Okay, this is enough. Say we have received these items on that day. Received item number 2. To identify itself there. Quantity. Let's assume we received 60 of these. So quantity inventory here in stock. If we check our inventory in stock, I come here on my items received of the amplifier, which is here number 2. I come on my stock. You see it is already saying I have the item number 2, of course, here. If I simply need to autofill this for it to bring me the item name. I think this to 25. I want to confuse you with very many values. It's just search these items. You see now the 2 items received. Have an amplifier, which is number 2. I want to proceed to items received here. Here another item received, item number 3. It's identifying itself. We have also received 150 quantity. By checking my inventory stock, see it is already updated. I come back, I receive on the same day. I have sold item number 10. I have received item number 10. I received 20 of them. Then I go to my item number 90. Remember, I had very many items. Test the whole system, the item 90. So it should be able to identify itself there. So I had 50. That's the quantity that I received. Checking my inventory. All my items should be updated here. Yeah, you can see they are here 20. You search for the item 90. Item 90 must be down here. Item 90, you see it is here. And you have to fill this up to the last items. So you see all my items list are here. And item 90, which I received, is here, is 50. Now let's go and sell some of these items. Yes, here we already, of course, sold the 10 of, let's say this is also on 17th of July. We sold 10, and so if I check in my inventory stock, I will see 10 of these have been sold, of this, our first item was sold. Let me sell another item on the same date. Let me say I sold item number 90. Item number 90. Which item? Let me simply first remove these because automatically put. Let's put new values of item 90. Item 90 I had, let me assume, sold 50 of them. Item 90, if I check in my stock inventory, item 90. Item 90, I had 50, I sold 50. You see? So I had 50 of them, I sold 50. Of course, if you want these shown across, you can make sure you freeze these panes, view, and then keep rows visible while the rest of the worksheet scrolls. Keep the rows visible while scrolling to the rest of the worksheet. So you can choose that. As you scroll down, you can keep on seeing the labels on top. Our item 90, we had 50, received 50, items received were 50, items sold were 50. Let's say after selling them, or you received that very item on 17th July. After selling it, I restocked. Item 90, I restocked 100 of them. So here, if I come on my stock inventory, I'll see now my items received have increased 50, 150, and I sold 50, so I stayed with 100. So can have that. So if I proceed here, let's say now that day is closed, I go to 18th of July. Let me look at the items. Item 3. Actually, let me not receive more. Let me sell item. Here, item 3, where we had 150 on 17th July. I sold item 3. I sold 100. pieces. So here, if I come on my inventory stock, I have to look for that item. Here, item 3, see I had 150, I sold 100, I remained with 50. If you want to restock on item 3, on 18th, on 18th July, item 3, I restocked 20 of them. So if I come on my inventory sheet, I see my item 3, I had, I now have I received 170, sold 100. The other 100 I sold and then restocked with 20. So I have 100 now in stock. The total sales were these, available in stock were these ones. So you can simply continue using this system to maintain your inventory and manage your daily sales. At the end of the day, here on the items sold on our sales sheet here, you can generate, of course, a simple pivot table in future. That's the feature that I will work on, such that we can see how we keep on generating sales and how we manage our stock. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have picked the skill, apply it, and you'll be good, and you'll be good to your employees, your employers, and in whatever that you do, you will be very valuable. Thank you so much for listening to me.